All right, and welcome to the third edition of the Golden Goal in the 93rd minute. Here we are with our panelists for the day. We have Justin Stryker, Kyle Williams, Sean Bowanowski, Steve Antonucci. Maybe I'm saying that right, maybe I'm not. But the only reality is that Italy is not getting out of their group. So we'll start with you, Steve. Let's. What do you have to say for the day? A little intro for yourself.
Hi guys, it's Steve Antonucci coming from Fairfield, Connecticut, and the Boston boys are going to make it out of the group, whether you guys like it or not.
Sean.
My name is Sean Bowanowski, coming to you from Jersey, and I've already started drinking for the U.S. game against Ghana. So let's see how that goes.
All right, Kyle.
Hey, it's Kyle Williams. I'm coming to you live from New York City. I feel like a little kid on Christmas Eve.
Maybe I'm saying that right, maybe I'm not. But the only reality is that Italy is not getting out of their group. So let's start with you, Steve.
Whoa, what's happening here?
Say a little intro for yourself.
Hold on.
Hi guys, it's Steve Antonucci coming from Fairfield.
Where's that coming from?
The Boston boys are going to make it out of the group, whether you guys like it.
We got
Oh,
a
is that you?
repeater.
All right, Justin, it's on you. Let's go.
So this is Justin Stryker from Central PA. Less than 24 hours, baby. Here we go.
Here we go. And here we go. We'll start with, maybe we'll just go alphabetical order today. We'll start with the host nation. They open the games tomorrow. Everyone's excited about it. Brazil, Croatia. I mean, I think I want it to be a 5-0 victory for Brazil, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of an upset. You know, maybe a draw. Maybe Croatia pulls out a 2-1 victory. We'll start with this group: Brazil, Croatia, Mexico, Cameroon. A little bit of questions in who finishes second, I'd say, in this group. We'll start with you, Sean. What do you think? Who's winning it?
I think I obviously think Brazil's winning it, but for my second place, I'm going to go with Croatia. I love Ivan Rakitic, if I can even pronounce that name correctly. Really excited about that rumored Barcelona move, and Luka Modric. I think they're a good team, and I think they're better. I don't think Cameroon and Mexico have anything special about them. I think Brazil will smoke Croatia in the beginning game just because they're coming out firing. They're in front of their home crowd first game. I think Croatia's going to take points away from their other two games and bring it in to second place.
All right. Steve, does Mexico have any hope?
L3, I don't think so. I think they just squeaked in by the grace of the U.S. knowing how to score goals against lower-level CONCACAF teams.
Or them knowing to fall apart?
Yeah, that too. I think Croatia takes in Luka Modric becomes the star of the team.
All right. Justin, you?
Yeah, I agree with everybody else, actually. I think Croatia gets second. Brazil easily wins the group. But, I don't know. Watch out for Cameroon. I think they could easily win a couple games here and squeak in there at second. So, you never know.
That was my next question for you, Kyle. I know you're a big Cameroon fan. You talked about him last cast, I believe. You were all over Eto, you know. So what do you think? Do they have a chance?
I think Cameroon has a chance. I have Croatia finishing second. I thought they were going to be more of a sleeper, but it looks like we're all in consensus. But they got Alex Song in the middle too. They have some talent. They're going to be in every game. But I think Croatia will take second over them.
All right. So it seems like Brazil wins it. Looks like Croatia. I'm interested to see if Croatia can overtake Mexico in that group. I think Mexico is an interesting group. They can score goals sometimes, but then at times they look like they couldn't hit a barn. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to go a little bit off topic here, but not really. Whoa. Sean, getting a little excited?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Tell us what you've just been doing then.
Capoeira.
All right. Well, all right, so this is coming question over the recent weeks, mainly because of how many friendlies there are leading up to the World Cup, how many tune-up games there are leading up to the World Cup, how close they are to the World Cup. The amount of injuries to big-name players is completely outrageous, and it's really affecting how these teams are preparing for their actual World Cup group games. Who do you think has been affected the most by the injuries that have been sustained in these friendlies leading up to the World Cup? We'll start with you, Sean, since you were already overly excited before.
Yeah, sorry about that. A video of Daniel Sturridge dancing capoeira was on you for watching. It just automatically played, but worth watching. I think, I mean, Germany's obviously had the most injuries, and I think that's a big deal for them finishing and like winning the World Cup. But in terms of group play and just getting to the knockout round, I still am just Colombia losing Falcao. It's still to me the biggest loss of them because I mean they're still a good team without him. They still have the firepower, but just losing him, they go from one of the favorites to maybe making the quarterfinals and at best semis, but probably not. So I'm gonna say the Colombia injury to Falcao is my biggest one, and that happened a while ago.
Yeah, potentially he is the biggest piece of a team that is gone with that massive injury, which everyone was sad about except me, but that's okay. Kyle, what do you think?
You're heartless, Justin. That's what I think.
That's what you have to be. Over on this side, you have to be that way. Come on.
I agree with Sean. I think Falcao is a big hit, but just to add a different name, I think Ribéry is going to hurt France's chances. He's a great player. They have enough talent to do it without him, so it's not as he's not as integral a piece as Falcao is for Colombia, but he's still one of the top 10, 15 players in the world going down. That hurts your team.
No question. I think that's a big one and might be overlooked because they have such a powerful squad.
Yeah.
But he certainly is a big loss for them, as much as I dislike him as well. You guys are bringing up some great names. Justin, what do you think?
I'm going to go with someone that isn't really talked about too much, but Christian Bentique for Belgium.
Okay.
I think they're easily going to win the group, but as far as the knockout round, I think losing him is going to really hurt their scoring chances. I mean, they do have Lukaku, but
yeah.
I mean, he can do it himself.
I think the dog agrees with you, so that's good. Steve, Montalivo, I know he's out. Any other big Italian injuries? I mean, Balotelli, he could just injure himself with some fireworks before the first game. Who knows?
Well, I'm going to actually go with a guy who plays in Italy. His name is Kevin Struben. With his ACL torn, he's going to be tough. He's an end-to-end player that just has got a motor that doesn't quit, and they're going to need something like that in the Netherlands if they want to advance. And unfortunately, I don't think they have anyone else to step up for him. We all know Robin Van Persie's got glass knees, and Wesley Sneijder's out looking for butterflies. So let's see what happens.
You really have a thing for Van Persie, and I love it. No, Netherlands is definitely going to struggle. I don't think they'll make it out of the group, and a big piece of that is true. But I think he's a key piece that they need in order to continue to be successful. All right, so we've done Group A. Group B is a feisty one. It's one of the probably 3 groups of death really in this tournament, which is pretty impressive. And we'll start with you, Steve. Do you think Netherlands, Chile, who finished a second? I think everyone's picking Spain. Do you guys all agree with that? Everyone's picking Spain to finish top of the group?
Yes.
All right. So who finishes second? Chile or Netherlands?
I think Chile takes it. They're on home soil technically.
Australia's out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for them, but I take Chile. I think Arturo Vidal is going to have a nice little tournament there. He's doing very well at Juve, so I think he'll be able to control. It'll be too much for the Netherlands defense to handle, and it's going to be somewhat of an annoyance for Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué.
Okay. So. All right. Sean, you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I agree with Chile. I mean, you can't bet against the South American. Like I've said many times before, you can't bet against the South American team. And Netherlands, with their injuries and just with the way they've underperformed in so many of these situations, you got to go with Chile. And Arturo Vidal is obviously going to be a big piece, but I think also Alexis Sanchez is getting chased by a lot of big clubs this summer. There's a reason why he didn't. I mean, he wasn't the focal point of Barcelona, but he could be the focal point of a team. He can really score, and I really think if he gets his mojo going, he can really bring Chile to the next level and make them a real big threat. And with Arturo Vidal running box to box, providing what they need in the midfield, they can become a really dangerous team.
Kyle, do you think that same pressure that Sean's talking about could potentially be too much for Alexis Sanchez to handle? I know that he's played at big clubs. I know that he has all that experience, but like Sean said, he hasn't really been the focal point. And with these big contracts and big time offers on the table, is that going to be too much for him to handle at the World Cup?
I personally don't think so. I'm a huge Sanchez fan. He's still a young player. He's still only 24, 25 years old. for me, he's one of the best offensive players in the world. I really, really rate him highly. And even for Chile, I think he plays even better. I think the system suits him. He had 5 assists in their 2 tune-up games. He was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I've obviously been huge on Chile all these podcasts, so I definitely think they're going to advance. But, yeah, I'm just excited for that group. There's a lot of really talented teams, and there should be some really good games all in the group stages, which is a treat for us.
Yeah, I got some, Justin, real quick to add.
You don't have to raise your hand. It's okay.
Just went back to old school times. The Dutch team, they have a lot of faults, but I think their biggest fault is how much of their defensive line is made up of Eredivisie players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the league known for giving up 26 goals to Josie Altidore, and then he gives up 26 goals to Josie Altidore.
Amount to Aaron Johansson.
Can't be the best league for producing defenders. So, I mean, with that on top of their team injuries and Van Persie, no way. They're going to beat Australia, but no, they won't do much else.
All right, well, since you brought up Josie and Johansson, I mean, it's great that our goal scorers are scoring in the league without really any defensive fortitude. So let's just skip to Group G for now. We're gonna skip around a little bit. Does USA have a chance in Group G, Justin? Do you think they find a way to get out of their group? And if they do, where do they get their points?
As much as I'd like to hope so, I mean, obviously I'm rooting for them, but I don't know. My heart says yes, but my head says no. I don't think they get out. I think with a healthy Ronaldo, Portugal is just too much, and obviously Germany just has way too deep of a bench to overcome anything. So Ghana's even a question mark. So at this point, you got to at least win on Monday to have a shot. So
Absolutely. And you could say that Nigeria was a great tune-up for the United States because they're a little bit similar in the way Ghana is. Do you think that bodes well for the U.S. heading into their opening match, Sean?
So you're saying that Ghana... Refer to that question again?
That the Nigeria tune-up, it was good for the United States because it gives them a decent replication of what Ghana will try to do when they play.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with the USA. It's got a lot going for them. With these warm-up games, they've progressively gotten better teams, and they seem like they've gotten better as the time went on. And Nigeria, I still don't think is one of the best teams they could play. I would have liked them to play the Belgium game today, but fortunately Brazil all their subway workers decided to go on strike. There's a 284-mile traffic jam, which sounds awful. So, but I still think that provided us a measure of how they can do against World Cup competition, and that it was also great to see that Josie Altidore scored his 2 goals against World Cup competition. So I'm not going to say they're gonna win it, but they definitely can play well against Ghana. It's Portugal that I'm afraid of after seeing Cristiano Ronaldo play the other night, right, for only 60 minutes. So, but yeah, Nigeria definitely gave them a great test, and they definitely passed that test.
Okay. Steve, you think there's still some questions for the United States backline?
Absolutely. We don't know who they're going to start with. Vio Marcos Gonzalez and Jeff Cameron and Matt Beasler, or DeMarcus Beasley. You don't know who's going to be in the back line, and that's a big problem for Tim Howard because as a former goalie, I really want to get to know who's playing there, know their tendencies so I can help them improve during the game and say, hey, you need to check on this guy because he's beating you consistently to your left, and vice versa. I want them to say the same thing to me. So, but that being said, Tim Howard's one of the best goalkeepers going into the tournament. I think he was rated like number 8 out of all of them, which is still pretty good. And I think that if they beat Ghana, they can make it out.
All right. I think you're a little bit early with that crowning of yourself as king, but I agree with your points for sure. Kyle, question for you. Will we be kicking ourselves because Donovan is missed? I don't want to beat that horse, but I'm still not over him. When it's all said and done, will he be a topic that's being talked about, or will it be about someone else who came forward and showed how good they are and what they can do in the future World Cups, as it's kind of is what Klinsmann is looking for?
I think we will miss Donovan. I think he's that girl who got away for us, Justin. I still haven't gotten over him either.
Oof.
Still scribbling his name in my notebook every night.
Move on.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, my journal. But I think it's going to be a big loss because Landon, for me, is still one of our 10, 12 best players, and he can make a difference whether we're behind in a game and we need a spark off the bench to find a goal in the last 20 minutes, or also if we're ahead and we're just trying to keep a lead. He has that composure, that experience, that calmness, that presence on the field that he could just see a game out in the last 15 minutes. He could do all those little things to win the game. So that being said, he's just one player. I still think the U.S. has a chance to advance, and I think the tune-ups, they got better each game, which is promising to see. If I had to bet, I'd still pick against them, but I think it's close. I think they have like a 40% chance to get out.
Kyle, why do we need Landon Donovan? We have Brad Davis off the bench.
And Graham Zuzi. Yes.
My point was made. Thank you.
We have Brad Davis.
Yes, it was. Duly noted with a no check mark. Oh, no, you're all good. All right, we're going to Group C. We're done with that. We're done with the United States. I think they find a way out. I think they perform well, but I still think we miss Landon Donovan, and we kick ourselves in the end because we could have went maybe further with him as part of the group. Let's skip to Group C. Group C is an interesting one. It's interesting because a few teams that, if you want to call an unknown team, but you can't really do that in this day and age. But, less talked about teams here. We have Colombia, who I think far and away should win the group, but we have Greece, Ivory Coast, and Japan. Steve, none of these teams are Italian, but some of them wear the colors. What do you think?
I think
Excellent
boy
stats,
Didier
by the way.
Drogba finds his legs and earns another contract, probably actually to Juventus, by becoming one of the top scorers in the tournament. I think Gervinho is revitalized, and I think Mr. Torres a little pissed off, so he's got a little chip on his shoulder. So I think they're going to be the guys that take that actually take this group, with Colombia coming second.
Okay. Kyle, any hope for Greece?
For me, no. I don't see any hope for Greece. I think this is going to be a fun group to watch. It's pretty evenly matched. But I have Colombia and the Ivory Coast advancing. I think Greece, they're going to play defensive shell. They're going to do their best to keep games tight, try and get a point here and there. But they don't have enough to advance out of the group.
Okay. Sean, gotta ask, our Asian friends, is there any hope for the Japanese?
Thank you, sir, for asking, because I really believe that Japan is going to be one of, not the dark horse because they're not going to win anything, but I really think they're gonna surprise a couple people. They ran.
You've mentioned them before.
Yeah. I'm a big Japanese fan. I really like my sushi, my sake, and my soccer, and
your anime.
And my anime, don't forget, and my octopus board, I guess. But yeah, I like Katsuki Honda. I think he's a great player. I believe Kagawa as well. I like the way they played. I only had a few chances to watch them play, obviously, because they're playing in the Asian qualifying group, which it's not on a lot of channels here. But they play quick, they play fast, they play good soccer. Okay, fine. They play quick, they play fast, they play good soccer. They're just very small, so that's going to be tough on set pieces against the Ivory Coast and Greece. That's where they're going to beat them.
Justin, you have 10 seconds to describe why this team will win the group. Go.
By which team?
Yep.
I think Colombia takes it easily, like you said. Even without Falcao, they have enough firepower to push on. And Greece, yeah, they're all defense. They don't have any attacking prowess, so I think Ivory Coast gets in over them too.
Okay. Yeah, I could see Yaya Toure having a big tournament just because, like you guys said before, he's a little bit pissed off. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he can control an entire game on his own, which is something I don't know if you could say about any of the other groups any other teams in that group.
He's injured.
What's that?
He may not play the first game.
The thing is that he is not a real human being, so he will be playing the first game.
He got mad at someone for not shaking his hand on his birthday. Do you think he's actually not going to play?
There's no way he doesn't play.
That's why he won't play.
Imagine being a doctor telling him you're not going to be able to play. He's going to be like, did you say shake my hand on my birthday? And
Get him the
therefore,
medicine. Suarez. Suarez has got some good medicine.
All right. So speaking of Suarez and the placenta eating that he has done, um, who? Good timing. Who? This is the fun group. Everyone's picking Italy to finish third because they're just not good enough to get it done. But England, Uruguay, Costa Rica, Italy. You know, a fun group, another group of death. Steve, we won't start with you, so we'll go with you, Justin. What do you think?
I'm picking Uruguay and England, as I think everybody else is. Italy, just I don't know. They just don't have. I guess it all depends on Balotelli whether he can. I mean, they pretty much go when he goes. If he can knock in some goals, then
If he gets.
obviously advance. But it's going to be tough for him. I think it's going to be up to him.
All right. Steve, you have a nice mustache there. It makes you look pretty smart and knowledgeable about the Italian national team. Let's hear it. What's your spiel?
They finished second. I'm a full supporter of Uruguay crushing the competition, just because Edison Cavani is an absolute animal, and he also is going to be playing with his chip on his shoulder because he didn't enjoy his time with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, as most people don't. However, that being said, I think Italy does take second because of a few strikers named Ciro Immobile, Lorenzo Insigne, and also Mario Balotelli. Between those three guys, they can net a lot of goals, and I think a lot of people are going to become very happy with Ciro Immobile in the Bundesliga in the next season. So we'll see a lot of this guy for the next few years.
Well, I think if Cavani, follows the Dare to Zlatan campaign, he might have a lot of success at the World Cup this time around. So, Sean, we're gonna go with you.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I noticed before you were drinking wine, Justin. Is that from the Italian?
Yes, it is. I'm trying to support Steve here since he's always all alone.
The only thing they can produce, they can't produce soccer players, obviously. So,
It's a lie.
so I really think Uruguay is going to run away with this group. Suarez plays the first two games or not. But I love England, like I've said before, and I think Sturridge is due for a big World Cup. You'll be prepared to hear his name later on in this hangout. So Uruguay, England, Italy, they're going to lay another stinker like they always do. Except that one time they won the World Cup.
What about the 4 times?
Yeah, but I wasn't alive for those.
1992, 1994.
But that alive. I was like playing with my diapers.
Kyle, what do you think? You think Italy's got it, huh?
No, I don't actually. I think Italy's. I think this is going to be the tournament where Catenaccio dies. I think we're going to see a lot of the attacking sides who press high and look to really be proactive in the game are going to do well. I see Chile advancing. I see France, Colombia, Uruguay. I think some of these teams that really are attack-minded first are going to do well. Teams like Italy, Greece, that are just defensive-minded are not going to do well in this World Cup.
If I may interrupt you, Kyle, they're not playing Catenaccio anymore because they took way more strikers than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see a different change this year.
We'll see.
I hope so because I don't want to see that anymore.
I saw Ireland take it to them in the tune-up just 2 weeks ago.
It wasn't beast squad. Ireland did take it to them.
All right, so we'll go from one bang-up group to another. I think Uruguay is a fan favorite to win this group. England, Italy battling for second place. Costa Rica just there to enjoy the Brazilian women and transvestites. So we will go.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
We will go to Group E. On to another fun group, I think. I think Ecuador has got a lot to show. They're exciting to watch. They play attacking football, and it's an interesting group in that they're South American. So is Honduras, and as much as Honduras you think is below the other teams in the group, they always have a chance of being a home side, quote unquote. So Switzerland, Ecuador, France, and Honduras. Who finds a way? Who finds a way to win it? Steve.
France, regardless of their loss of Franck Ribéry, is going to be a big one. So even if they win it, they're not going to make it that far out. I do love Paul Pogba. That guy is a menace in the midfield, learning from Pirlo. He's got some amazing touches, and he's going to have some long-distance goals that people are going to talk about for a couple of years. So I think Ecuador takes it. Just I'm going off the South American bandwagon because they're used to the atmosphere, they're used to the weather. They're going to be tough to beat.
Okay. What about you, Kyle? Who finishes second? If
It's Switzerland. Switzerland is the
the
most under
Swiss.
talked about team in this tournament. I like France. I think France will win it. I think they have a lot of talent. I think they have a lot to prove. But Switzerland, I really like their team. They have two of the best outside backs in the tournament. They have the three Napoli midfielders in the middle. Steve, you know those guys. They're great players. I'm a huge Shaqiri fan. I think Xherdan Shaqiri is a dynamite player. I think he's going to have a nice World Cup, put in a couple goals. I think Ecuador will be going home, and I don't think Honduras should even bother showing up.
Justin, you're on mute.
Hello.
You're on mute.
Volvo, is it just me and you?
He's on mute.
Volvo, did you like my comments?
I think we're still technically recording.
All right, well.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
There we go.
Can you hear
Did
me?
that come through?
Yeah, we got you.
I was important.
All right. Good. Back.
Did you get
All
all
right.
that? That was a lot of wisdom.
No, yeah, I heard everything I needed. I don't need anything more from you. I'm all set. Yeah, I'm all set. Thanks, though.
Beautiful.
No. No, I like what you had to say. I mean, Switzerland is interesting, and you're right. They haven't been talked about at all. So it wouldn't surprise me for them to play without any fear, play without any pressure because they really don't have any, and sneak a few points and make things interesting in the third round game. Justin, what do you think about this group?
I do like Switzerland. I like the players Sean mentioned. The problem is they're one of the youngest teams in the tournament too, so you got to take that into account. That I mean, they don't have most of the players don't have the experience yet. They may be a little nervous going to their first World Cup, so you never know. I mean, yeah, they could get out of the group, but I don't see them going very far. But as far as second, I think I'm in agreement with everybody else. France takes second, I think. They just have too many star power. Even without Ribéry, that they can still easily handle Ecuador and Honduras, I think.
All right, and Sean, you look anxious. Let's hear it.
Yeah, no. This group kind of bores me, to be honest. I think Switzerland is one of those teams, another golden generation, like they like to say for these teams, and I think they are good. I think they're the better team in the group, especially with Ribéry getting out. But I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything much damage. But I'm rooting for Honduras to make some kind of noise, because especially when it doesn't affect us, you got to root for the CONCACAF teams.
Yeah.
Because if the CONCACAF teams start doing something, then maybe we don't keep getting put in a group of death every single time it seems we get to World Cup. So I think it ends up Switzerland, Ecuador, Antonio Valencia on the wing. I think. I mean that's. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm rooting for Honduras to steal a couple points, put the CONCACAF on the board if we can't, and really help a case for 2018. I know Jurgen Klinsmann's already looking to 2018.
Yeah, speaking of that, I was going to bring that up. I mean, hopefully CONCACAF can do well so we can get a little respect from, one, our fans, our critics, but as well as our own national team manager who is convinced that we cannot win the World Cup. A little disheartened to hear that from your leader, but do you think that is something that he ever should have said in the public eye, Kyle?
It's a good question. I personally don't have a problem with it because he's being honest and it's the truth, whether people want to accept that or not. That's not to say you don't go out with the belief that you're going to win each individual game, but to say before the tournament starts the U.S. is gonna win or is about to win the World Cup is just not a realistic statement. Whether he should have said it in the public eye, that's probably a better point. Maybe he should just never broach the topic. But to me, it's kind of a non-story. It's nothing. At the end of the day, the players have the belief each game. They think they can compete with Germany, Ghana, Portugal. So it doesn't mean anything to me.
All right. Sean, do you think that he might have said that to just take the pressure off of his players?
I really don't think. I think he knows that he's got the job locked up for a bit, and I think he's really just trying to. He knows the American sports landscape. He's been around for a while in California. I think he knows how we can get overexcited and overthink how well we can do. And I think he's trying to get us to believe. I mean, like we can do damage, but winning a World Cup is not like a Cinderella winning the March Madness is very tough to do. Like most teams, like it's like a 5 seed. We're like a 14th seed in the way the World Cup would work. So I don't think that we can. I think it's him just being very honest, and I think maybe he's a little too blunt because that's the German way. But I don't disagree with it. I just think maybe it could have come at a better time.
Yeah. Steve, what do you think? You think that your manager should ever come out and say something like that?
I think he's pulling a Mourinho and playing some head games, trying to fire up his team. So, while half of me really doesn't agree with it as a player, but as a fan, I want to see them come raring, trying to prove their team wrong.
Okay. Justin, do you think that if his whole philosophy and saying these things backfires and the U.S. goes into it and underperforms, does awful, really is just plays poorly, gets blown out, 0-3, is his job that secure, like Sean was saying before?
I think it is. I mean, he's kind of setting the bar kind of low with these statements, so it's almost like he's kind of setting us up for failure anyway. I mean, if he goes out and says, yeah, we're going to go win the World Cup and doesn't, then there'd be more backlash than if you say, yeah, we're not going to, so there's really no high hopes for people. I think because of that, he should be fine for next year, especially, I mean, at least a year or two, given the team another chance to develop. I don't see anyone making a change that brashly just based on, like, one tournament. I don't see it.
Okay.
But, guys, I apologize. I got to bow out.
All right, Steve. Thanks for your input. We went through the Italian segment, so you're all set.
Hey guys, look, the Italians leaving early, just like in Brazil.
That's my call.
A harbinger of things to come.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
All right, Steve. See ya. All right, but we march on without the Italian Giants. We'll go to a group that I really like, that I think is going to be interesting. Argentina, Bosnia and Herzegovina, if I could say it correctly, Iran, and Nigeria. What do you guys think? I think we all would agree Argentina wins the group. Not if you agree. Yep. Sean's got nothing. All right, there it is.
I agree.
Who finishes second? For me, I want to give you an opinion on this one. After watching Bosnia play the other day versus Mexico live, it's the first time I've really seen them in a long time. I think they get out of this group, and I think they can go beyond the next round. What do you guys think? Let's start with you, Kyle.
I totally agree. I actually watched both of their tune-up games, and I came away really impressed. They were an organized team that really pressed well in an organized, disciplined fashion. They got Dzeko up top. They got Pjanic in the midfield. So they have enough talent to do damage. They have the team spirit. I came away impressed. And that group, to me, it's one of the weaker ones. So I think they're going to come second. And like you said, they're the type of team that's going to be tough to face in the knockout rounds. So I like their chances.
All right. I agree. Justin, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I agree too. I think Bosnia gets second. Argentina obviously is going to roll all 3 games, I think. But Bosnia will put up a run for their money, I guess. Dzeko might put in a couple. So Argentina has a sketchy back line, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Nigeria and Iran, I don't see them getting more than a couple points.
Yeah, I think Iran is here just on vacation, and Nigeria is a little bit of a lost cause. I think Bosnia is just really a group of machines. That's the way it looked anyway when I was watching the Mexico game. Just constant pressure, constant ability to attack and create things. It was impressive. Sean, who do you think makes it out?
Well, first you just got to clap it up for Iran. They did it just enough. They won what they needed to do, was get out of the ground for a couple of weeks. So congratulations to them.
Hold on. Quick shout out to my roommate in college, Iranian, Sean Bakhtiari, if you're out there. You're welcome. You've seen the day. You've seen the day they qualified. All
Yep.
right.
No, but I mean, they did what they had to do. That's it for them. Nigeria, I wanted to pick them just because what they like their African team. I didn't really Bosnia. It's their first World Cup, but then seeing them play the U.S. This is kind of maybe not the best thing about seeing them play the U.S. and lose. And you think, oh wow, they can't be good enough to get out of their group. But that's exactly what I saw. And I did not see the Bosnia game the other day, but can't count outside with Edin Dzeko. He's a great striker, and a great striker can change the game, especially in this group where just a couple goals can be the difference. I think he will be the difference for the team. So, yeah, you obviously they're going to finish second.
Okay. Well, they were all in agreement for once, and I think that's right. I mean, it'd be pretty incredible if Bosnia was able to overcome Argentina in that group. And who knows? There will be upsets as always. So hopefully that's one of them. We'll move on to my favorite group, the best group, where the champion will come from, and everyone knows it. Group H: Belgium, Algeria, Russia, Korea Republic, Fellaini, Hazard, Dembele, Lukaku, Morales, Mertens, Witzel, Mignolet, Courtois. We have all of these. Vincent Kompany, Vermaelen. Oh my God. Belgium, they will win the World Cup. I'm saying it now. They will win the group. They will get out. Let's go.
Justin,
Yeah, Sean, what do you think?
I got a question for you.
I don't have a good answer.
When you go to like a flavored Italian ice place, you just pick the flavor of the month every time you go.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Hey, Justin, I also have a question. Is that wine you're drinking, or is it Everclear?
Because I like Belgium, and I think they're a good team, and they ran through a relatively weak European qualifying group, and they're a group that they can win again. So they're a good team, but I don't think they're just there yet. I think they could be there yet in the next World Cup, the 2018 World Cup that Jurgen's planning for. But I don't think they're gonna be the dark horse. I wanted them to be. I really like the way they play, but I don't think that's what they're gonna amount to. I think they maybe make quarterfinals or semis, and I really think the next team out of the group is going to be South Korea. Once again, I'm picking the Asian teams. I don't usually do
Asian.
but I just like no one knows a lot about these teams, and I feel like they got a lot of skill. So here I am. They're Asian. They're going in.
All right, Kyle, go. Let's go.
I mean, I love Belgium as much as the next guy. And you named all their talented players, but for me, I think in soccer, as in all sports, you have to learn how to win. And sometimes you need to fail the first time or the first two times. You've seen it with Spain. You've seen it with a lot of these teams. Before they could really win, they have to have some failures. So I think Belgium will make like a quarterfinal run. They'll impress. They'll play really good football, but they don't have the experience to advance further.
Okay.
One thing, though, to support your theory, I saw today, they have the least amount of travel of any team in the group stages by a long shot.
That was a good
1,100
graphic.
kilometers, where the U.S. is 9,000.
Yeah, they have the most.
Yeah,
So not only is the U.S. underprepared and not ready, they have to travel the most. So maybe that'll just make them fall into a stupor that helps them play.
But also to challenge Sean, I have Russia taking second over South Korea.
Okay. All right. Justin, don't tell me Belgium doesn't finish first, or you're muted for the rest of the session. Let's go.
No, they easily win all three of these games, especially with all those players you mentioned. They definitely do have the experience factor. I agree with Sean that next World Cup they're going to be not quite the dark horse anymore, but I think they'll be one of the favorites next year or the next World Cup. And I also agree that Russia takes second in this one. I don't see Algeria or South Korea putting up much of a fight.
Okay. Yeah, Belgium is one of the youngest teams at this tournament. I think that can do
I wouldn't count out Algeria either. I give them better chances than South Korea. They got Bentaleb from Tottenham. They got Tadir from Inter. They have a young team, and they might not be ready for this World Cup, but I think they'll play some good football, at least for a few of the games.
Oh, I'm Kyle. I like to make Sean look bad in this Google Hangout.
Well, you make it so easy. I'm sorry.
Kyle is the best Googler out of all of us. That's for sure.
Asians all the way.
All right, so we've run through the group stages. We have some differing opinions, but a lot of agreement. We'll see how that all works out. You know, It's an exciting time in the soccer world. First time in 4 years. We get to have a little fun. A month off from work, and that's the way it goes. We'll go on with who are your two finalists? Who are your two finalists this year? It could be, I think this year more than ever, there's so much parity in the sport that there could be a team from any continent. There could be multiple teams from each continent. It's incredible. What do you think, Kyle? Who are your two finalists this year?
It's a tough call. I filled out my ESPN World Cup bracket today, and it came down to Spain versus Germany. Spain is campeones once again.
Wow. So you have two European teams in the final in a South American country.
I think they're gonna buck the trend.
Listen, whatever kind of wine you're drinking, I need some of that because that's incredible. All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. New York City tap water. It's not safe to drink.
You're right. That is a good point. Sean, let's hope you have something better than that. I'm throwing up a little bit.
Yeah. No. It depends on how it works out, but I've got Argentina winning it. I think their attacking options are superb. The defense maybe not the best. For their second, I think it's going to be a European team. I wanted to put Germany, but those injuries really scared me off. So I'm going to stick with Germany. I still think they're a deep team, so I say Argentina, Germany.
So injuries do not matter. Argentina's leaky defense is non-factor because it can score 6 goals a game. I love it. What about you, Justin? Who's in it?
I'm going to go with the two South American countries. Sorry.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Brazil and Argentina in the finals, with Brazil taking the cup on home soil.
All right. I think that everyone watching the World Cup, just about everyone, would love to see an Argentinian and Brazilian final. First for the riot, second for the women in the stands, third because it'd be a pretty good game.
I think you got the order wrong there.
Yeah, that order is very variable depending on who you're talking to. I would love to see that. I don't think they'll both get there. One of the two for sure. I like Argentina. I think Argentina, Belgium final, and Belgium wins it. So that's where I am. Everyone can call me crazy, but it wouldn't be the first time, so I'm okay with that. Who's the Golden Boot winner? Who's scoring goals? I mean, you have a lot of incredible strikers, obviously, given that it's the World Cup and the countries in the World Cup. Who wins it? Yeah, is that Steven Gerrard? Is that what you're trying to say, or?
No, I'm going with I'll go with two just because I mean they're both from the same group, so they may not both make it out if Italy decides to do something. But I think Sturridge or Suarez could be the Golden Boot winner, and I know that's a Liverpool fan talking, but Suarez, if he recovers, is the most dynamic forward in the field, especially with Falcao out. And Sturridge, I'm telling you, is going to have a good group stage, and if they get it, he's going to have at least 6 goals in them. I'm just saying. You've heard it here first.
You say 6 goals in the group stage?
No, he'll have 6 goals in him as far as they'll progress to like the quarters, semis.
All right. Okay. Kyle?
Yeah, Sean, keep drinking. Whatever you have is pretty strong. But for me, it comes down to two guys. I think Messi would be my pick. I think he's going to have a huge World Cup. I think he's got 5, 6, 7 goals in him. But for me, I think Spain's going to win it. So I think Diego Costa is going to have a lot of chances to score goals. I think the Australia game, he might put up 2 or 3. So those would be my two guys I'm keeping my eye on.
I think Messi is a little bit extra motivated after not winning the Ballon d'Or and not being named the best player in the world after doing it for so long. So, I mean, I could see him. I mean, he's still the best player in the world in my opinion. So he's always the special one.
They have an easy group as well. He might clean up in the early stages.
They do. I could see him scoring a lot of goals in the group.
Versus Iran.
Yeah, they win that game 8-0. He has 7 goals. There you go. Yeah. Jay Strikes, what do we got?
Yeah, I think Messi wins it easily just because they're in the easiest group. But I think someone to watch out for is Jackson Martinez from Colombia.
Like that pick.
Just because Falcao's out. He's going to have a tough time against Greece, but I think he can put up some goals against Ivory Coast and Japan pretty easily. So keep an eye out for him.
So no one's picking anyone from the Brazilian squad. No one thinks that they have any big goal scorers.
Hulk.
Fred.
Oh, Fred.
Earth, wind, fire. Bernard. Neymar.
That's a great reference. Wow. You know what? I'm going to say something right now, and I'm going to regret it, and don't judge me. But I think that Fernando Torres is going to have a big tournament.
Wow.
All right?
Oh.
You finished that bottle, Justin? Did you finish it?
A lot of drinking
Listen.
going on.
Listen.
You
Their
want to know who
groups-
my
their
sleeper
group-
is, actually? I think Alexis Sanchez. I have Chile going to the semifinals. I think he's going to put up something like 4 goals, 5 goals, 3 assists in this tournament. He's gonna have a big tournament.
But Fernando Torres, what I'm saying is he's not exactly playing teams with big defensive prowess in their groups. He's going to score some goals. And I'll say it here, and that's okay. I'll get a lot of stick in the media tomorrow, but it's worth it. It's worth it to be right. Okay.
He's got
It's worth it to
the
be right.
track record, Justin. He's done well in big tournaments.
All right, so we'll go on to another defensive-minded one here. The best goalie in the tournament will be, and the best backline, I guess, to kind of coincide with that because he's going to need help from them. Start with you, Kyle.
For me, the best goalie is Manuel Neuer. I love watching him play. I think he's the best. Backline, I think Spain will have the best backline. I think Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué are dynamite together. You got Jordi Alba. You got Juan Fran probably on the right, or Carvajal. That's a good backline.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my 2 defensive picks.
All right. Shawnee.
My goalie is Courtois from Belgium, and I think he's only going to get better, and he's one of the best goalkeepers already. So I also like their backline. I know I'm not picking Belgium to win it all,
You probably should.
I like Vincent Kompany back. I like their defense. I think they got an easy group. I think they will put up some good defensive numbers.
All right, I just want to backtrack a second here. I should have mentioned that Miroslav Klose could also score 10 goals in this tournament.
Yeah.
He's always capable of scoring. So
He could also
What?
die on the pitch. He's 36. Put down like a horse. Wait, gets too old.
Go to the glue factory, Costa.
All right, Justin. What do you think for the goalie defensive unit here?
I'm going to go Spain's entire back there with Casillas and then their back 4. Yeah, they're going to have a tough time with Netherlands and Chile since they're attack-minded teams, but I think they'll shut them down.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go. I wish Steve was here for this. I'm going to go with the Italian mastermind, Buffon, as the best goalie in the tournament. He is an ageless wonder, and he will continue to be throughout this. He can fall apart after, for all I care, but he's going to be great during this tournament. And then the best back line, I think we all could get on par with this, is that Germany. Germany's got juice. They're not going to give up many goals. They're gonna play some counterattacking football. So I think they could let up the least goals out of any team in this tournament. All right.
You know what's sad? If anyone said the U.S. back line of Matt Betzler, Jeff Cameron, Fabian Johnson, whoever's on the left, I would have immediately called the cops and told them to go do an insane assignment. And that's so sad for us.
It is, but I mean that's probably the biggest piece of improvement we need is a backline that's consistent and knows what it's doing. Maybe.
At least there's no Gooch.
Yeah.
If Gooch
yeah.
was there, I would not even watch a game.
No, we need to bring back Balboa, Gucho, and Yewu. You know, maybe just throw
Lawless.
Brian McBride back there just to win some headers. Who knows?
Elbow in the face.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're in a world of hurt back there, but we'll see. All right, two more to go here. Who's the biggest underperformer? The big name that will underperform. What do you guys think? So I'll tell you mine. I already picked Fernando Torres as the Golden Boot winner, but I'm going to say he's also the biggest underperformer because it's going to go either way. He's either going to get it or he's going to be awful. All right, Sean.
I'll tell you who I'm hoping is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm hoping the biggest underperformance of his career. Fortunately, I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think I'm going to go with Cavani. I think. I mean, I think Uruguay is going to do well, but I don't think it's going to be because of Cavani. I think he's going. I don't think I don't like him teamed up with Suarez, and I know that Diego Forlan's not on top there anymore, but I still just think he underperforms in the international stage. He will again.
Okay. All right. Kyle, what do you got?
Actually, can I go team for this? I wasn't thinking individual player, but
Is it going to be Italy?
well, Italy could be one of them. I think the Netherlands are going to have a bad performance.
Yes.
I think that group's going to do bad things to them, and I think they're going to be scratching their heads after the tournament, wondering how they did so poorly.
Yeah, and Van Gaal's going to be collecting millions with Manchester United, so he's not going to care at all.
I totally agree.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I like that pick. What about you, Justin? Who do you have?
Biggest underperformer for me, I think, is going to be Benzema now that Ribery's out. I read that they're going to be starting Giroud and Benzema at the same time, which they had success with in the past. So
Oh, my goodness.
I don't see how that's going to work out. I don't see Benzema getting too many goals in that formation.
Everyone knows in this group that if you're relying on Giroud to score goals, you're in a lot of trouble.
I agree.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that. That's terrible. All right, last one. Last one here. Who is the player with the most cramps throughout the World Cup? It's hot, humid, all those things. Everyone's talking about it. Who is it?
Suarez. I don't know if that would be cramps.
I think Torres is a scapegoat for everyone.
I think it's gonna be Wayne Rooney. I just see him like second game. I think they have a game in Manaus too. He's not gonna be feeling that. He's gonna be 60th minute, just come up, can't even move.
Yeah.
I don't see him.
Hair plugs are not gonna help him in the sun.
He said he's
a little
World
bit
Cup
hotter.
ready. He said he's World Cup ready till today. He came out with a big quote like, "I'm ready for the World Cup. I don't care what anyone else says." And I think that's exactly going to be the exact opposite of what he does. I think he's going to care what everyone says.
So he could be the biggest underperformer as well. I think he could be one.
I think everyone expects it though, so it's not really underperformance. Cause
Justin, what do you think about that?
About Rooney or about the cramps?
Just cramps. Who's got the most?
I'm going to go with RVP from the Netherlands. Yeah, being an Arsenal fan, I'm obviously not a fan of his anymore. So,
All right.
We'll see.
Also, I could actually totally see Jermaine Jones just not feeling it in Manaus either. I see him like 68th minute going down like he was bit by some piranha and just leaving the field and on a stretcher.
All right. So the three of you are all tied right now after the points I've given out today. To break it all up, over/under goal scorer for Brazil tomorrow, the closest one to what I think takes the cake. Let's go, Sean.
well, first off, show us the process of giving points, Sepp Blatter. I want to know. Or it's not later. It's going to come out at some point. So I want to know how you're doing it.
Well, check my bank account receipts, and you'll see. Check my bank account receipts, and you'll see that Kyle has done a lot more than you have. All right.
Hey, it's not just all about that. What if my campaign's led by Bill Clinton?
Hold on, take a look. Take a look at that. There it is. There's the point total.
I say 2-0, Brazil.
2-0 Brazil. All right. So the over/under is what?
Goals? 2 goals.
All right, Kyle. What do you think?
I'm going with the upset tomorrow. I think Croatia pulls a draw or gets the victory. So I think it's going to be either 2-2 or 2-1 Croatia.
All right. Justin.
Yeah, I'd say over/under is about 3. I think there's going to be. Apparently, you agree too. I think there's a winner out of this game. I don't think it's going to end in a draw, but I think I want to take the over just because it's Brazil. But I don't know. Croatia could put up some defense and just hold the back line and keep them from scoring. So we'll see. I don't know. I'd like to see some scoring though, but
Yeah, I think we're all hoping for a 4-3 or 5-4 game.
Yeah.
It'll probably be two. I think it'll be a 2-1 or something like that. Croatia's gonna play tight. It's opening day. They don't want to be embarrassed. They're gonna tuck themselves in. And Brazil, they'll mess around a little bit. So who knows? They give one up on the break or anything like that. All right. So because it's the World Cup, we're feeling nice. It's a great moment in the soccer world. Tomorrow's a big day. We'll give the three of you a chance to vent your opinions for. We'll give you 43 seconds today, exactly. So make sure you're tight on it. Kyle looks pretty anxious. He's up towards the screen, smiling, all excited. So, Kyle, we'll start with you. 43 seconds, whatever you want, whatever you're. Wait, Sean's making a point here. Kyle, whatever you want, go.
All right, 43 seconds. First of all, I feel like this is the deepest field I could remember. Just looking at all the games we have to see and just picking the groups. Outside of maybe your Irans, your Hondurases, I feel like almost every team is capable of advancing. So I mean, that's just that's porn for us soccer addicts. So that's good, good for us. And I just wanted to touch on some breakout players. There was a bunch of guys who I think they're already established players, but I don't think they don't get spoken about as much as they deserve. So I got a list. We got Paul Pogba, who I think is going to be a hot commodity after this World Cup. Koke for Spain, Eduardo Vargas for Chile, and one more in Shaqiri for Switzerland. So that's all I got. Hopefully the World Cup's great.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Sean.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to concentrate on the U.S. national team. I've been stressing, I've written articles about this. I like Josie, but I just want to see what Johansson and Wando can do, and not just from coming off the bench. I want to see what they can do coming off into formation, either on the wing or something. Just put them into a place where they can score in the run of play, not have to come off the bench. And also, let me see Mix. I want to see more Mix. I don't see enough Mix. He doesn't seem to get the playing time that I think he deserves. So get Johansson in there. And I never believed I said this, but get some Wando in there. I'd love to be some Wando and get me some Mix, and I'll be a satisfied camper even if they go out early.
Sean, with time to spare. Well done. All right, Justin.
You can never do that.
All right. I just want to say on Monday for the USA Ghana game, I'm going to be down in Baltimore at Solancha at the American Outlaws Bar. So keep an eye on our Twitter and Instagram for some pictures. So hopefully I'll get some good crowd shots, and hopefully it'll be a good atmosphere for everything. So pretty excited.
Well done.
We love that. We love that. We love Instagram photos. We love tweets that you guys send us. Send us anything anytime, especially during the World Cup. We're excited for it. From the four of us here in the 93rd minute, that is Golden Goal number 3 World Cup preview. It's been fun. We're looking forward to see you again next week. See you later, guys. Thanks for coming.
Peace.